What is up, my guys? It's Zach HD. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time, and for the ones that have been watching my last few, thank you as well. This has been a fun process so far. I love it. Just trying to grow and give out the best content I can give, or just some really just fun content is what I really care about. And this one is fun because I took a 400-man plus archer army and I put them into battle, and we take a castle, or actually a city. So this is kind of a night one. I apologize, night battles can be hard to see, but I tried to get good views of the arrows, and I gotta say, I actually thought I put 300 archers, but I actually have like 450, so more the better. And we just slaughter this army, and we really have been bullying this faction as well. It used to be the Empire, now it's the Valdanians, the Valandians, still don't know how to pronounce it, learn about it. But we just slaughtered them as well, and that is my favorite word because there's no other word other than we slapped the shit out of these guys. Now, the thing I like about an archer army is the arrow storm. And as you can see, I've got such a long line of archers, I don't even think all of them are even getting shots. But this group decided to charge me. And I probably had, I think they had about 210 men compared to like my 450. And I didn't realize a lot of them are peasants and crossbows. Got a couple of sergeants, but look at this slaughter. I mean, we've got the cav coming in. Nobody stands a chance. And you guys will see the battle result. And I was surprised myself. But we are just firing arrows left and right. And I decided to use the camera view. I decided it's also been a little bit more entertaining when I'm not riding into battle as much with these types of videos, because I mainly want to show off these units and show you the power of what a shit ton of archers can do, or like a previous video cav. All fun. And I remember I said, if you have a giant group of cav, they can beat anything. Depending on if they get hit by this arrow storm on the way in, I don't know. If you have more archers than cav, maybe. But typically, archers are a cav's bitch, so I'm not really sure. This battle did not last long at all. We had these last 6 or 7 guys decide they're gonna stand by and try to hold their ground while I thought their lords were trying to get away. Their lords don't retreat, but their peasants do. And I'm like, alright, I gotta move my guys up. And it really only looks like one line is firing, but I think all the archers are getting shots off. And look at these arrows in these guys. I mean, their shields are probably barely holding. Some of them have arrows in them. That guy's an arrow in his knee, literally. That guy falls. Then you have this guy that falls. And they're just filled with arrows. And it is crazy. I was super hyped to watch the arrow storm. And I tried to follow the arrows. And here comes the cav charge, the honorable cav charge, with arrows in his horse and him. And he's dead. Just like that. Like the cav video, that guy trained his whole life to die. So, that was the end of the battle. Now, we're taking over the city. This army had came and tried to defend against me before I could siege the city. Now, the problem with archers is, I'll say, it's a little bit more difficult to get them to get up and get into the castle because they do want to sit back, and I think they're more, I mean, they're path to go in the castle, of course, but they prefer to sit back, so I do have to charge them. And I built a, one of those towers, I don't know what they're called as well, I need to learn my vocabulary, but you see it in the background over there. And I've got that group pushing up, and these are all archers. Got about 400 men or so, I think, and they had about 299, or something like that. Doesn't look like it though, because we just start killing them left and right. Now this group's gonna chill out, kind of in the field for a little bit, and fire some arrows, until the few of them go pick up those ladders. And it didn't look like there was that many on the wall, and I was kind of looking where are the rest of the units at. And there's enough units on my battle size to be on this fight, and everybody should be there. And I didn't realize these guys square up because, like I said, they're archers. They're naturally going to square up and stay in the field. So if you are pushing with an all archer army, you're going to have to charge them if you want them to siege the castle, or else they're just going to sit out there. And they might kill everybody on the wall, but you're going to have a lot of casualties as you see. I mean, it's completely red. So we're kind of seeing a good little view of that. Now, I was surprised we didn't really get too much lag on the castle, except for if I go in to a character I'm watching. If I spectate one of the AIs, it's going to lag a little bit. But we're getting this tower. It's taking a little bit of time, but we are not losing as many troops on this side at all. And I was surprised, why is this tower not got shot down yet? Well, it turns out there wasn't too many people defending this side of the wall. You would think there'd be more with this tower coming, but they were smart enough. And I missed an infantry unit waiting in the castle, which we'll see. And once again, I'm using the Bear My Banners mod. I don't think any of my guys want to bring their banners, that's fine. But we are just slaughtering them on the wall before we even get up there. The good thing about sieges, though, when you're defending, is it's pretty easy to defend against these ladders, because you can only have one guy coming up at a time. And you'll see the struggle that happens. But overall, we're able to get up there and really like infiltrate that side of the castle. This side was a little bit of a struggle because this thing is slow and we're losing units, and I think they honestly get lazy to climb up those ladders because only a few of them will. And I only want to spoil that because I didn't really film too much of this side because they stopped well, I knew they weren't going to climb up the ladders to begin with when I first started the battle. For some reason they don't. And it's hard because when you charge them, they like want to go to the easiest entry point, and the easiest entry point is going to be the ladder on the other side instead of this tower. I can understand because you will see the enemy starts to fill up the whole tower over here, and there were a lot more units on this side, but they were on the ground, not on the walls. So I was like, I thought this side would be simple. It was not, just because all the infantry units I felt like were on this side compared to the peasants and the crossbows on the other side. But we will watch this guy. He starts it, and then you get a little bit of lag because he's got 30 people charging at him at the same time in that little space. But he tries to hold his ground, and I just see these troops. They're like, well, fuck this. We're just gonna let that guy go up by himself, and we'll go around. The problem is that, you know, there's only 2 ladders on the other side. It's gonna take forever. So I tried to charge them and to see if they would go up that ladder, and some of them did. And then you'll find out the trick I used, and I should have used a ram. But the trick I used was I used to hold my ground, or hold ground, and I went in their castle and I put hold ground in there, so that way they would find any way possible to get up there and get on the ground inside their castle. And we will do that, and we'll see this fight right here. It's a solid fight, but once again, that one ladder really kills us, but we have so many guys going up there, and they're veteran bowmen, so they can fight. They're pretty strong. They have strong bows. They also have good iron flesh, most likely. And that's like a stat in Warband. I don't know if that's a stat in this. I don't know what they call it. But iron flesh just gives you more damage, basically, with swords. And usually, I believe, range as well. But we do start to kind of push. There's not too many guys on this side. I think a lot of their troops went to that other side towards the end because of that tower. But we didn't use that tower. And that was their mistake, because they put all that time holding that tower. They were vulnerable on the other side, so we do eventually get on the other side. But we've got this guy, and I thought it was funny, the one guy standing on the middle of the ladder here, and they're trying to come down. Well, I've got the one guy staying up there holding his ground, and he's the only one up there, so I was like, hell yeah, respect. So he's hanging in there, and he's holding it pretty well. And he's dead, but he held on there pretty long by himself. So eventually, this is where I come to a point where I'm like, alright, I need to get these guys in there. They're just chilling out there, and I understand they have their bows. So I believe in a few minutes, I go ahead and I decide to hold my ground in the middle. And that was the best idea I could think, and it actually worked, because instead of these bots just charging to the first enemy, their number one thing is to get to where I told them to go. And it helps flood the castle more, and that's probably a tip I can give you in future sieges, is if you have some kind of view of that, put a hold your ground, especially with your infantry. Not with the archers, of course, considering if you're playing legit, you're not going to have this many archers, and you're going to want to conserve your guys. But I wanted to kind of push these guys in, and look at the troops just waiting over here. So that was their mistake. I've got, 30 guys on that side. None of them are even attempting to go up. Except for, we had a brave one. I didn't see him till just now. But here we go. This is where I'm like, alright, we need to get these guys up, because they're just sitting there bullshitting. So there they go. They start rushing instead of on the charge command. and they're gonna go find that entry point, and they're gonna get up there no matter what. And as you see, these guys, they're like, okay, now we have a job to go to. So once they get down there, it gets a lot easier because we're hitting them from all sides, because I am controlling 2 different archer units. So that's like 200 something guys going in the middle, while the other ones are just charging, keeping everybody else occupied. So I thought that was a pretty good idea to do. We've got a big stair fight here, and we've got this archer. So I did sit here and I tried to screenshot it for a thumbnail, so you will see me struggle with my snap skills, because fuck me, I guess. But he was getting some shots. I think he lived, so that was pretty good. And then all of a sudden these guys start photobombing me, so I was like, I'll just get one out of nowhere. So this one right here, and I might use that as thumbnail, don't know yet. But once I got them in the middle, look at the kill feed difference. It's all green now, because now we're behind them and we're on stable ground, and these guys are coming down to us because we're inside their castle, you know. So this pretty much guarantees the win, other than we were outnumbering them like crazy. Now, I didn't know if they were going to be able to hold us or not, because we were all archers, but these guys were stronger than I thought. And this is where we come to an ending of the fight, and it was a massive battle. 2 battles. 1 siege and a battle. It was great. We still got those 10 guys down there dicking around, but we had enough guys in here where I could tell them to charge. And once they charged, it was over. Because now they're not worried about getting up. They have multiple points to go to. There's multiple people around them. And I love how they just gang on people. They just bully this crossbow guy. He's fighting for his life, and they're just taking hacks at him. And he dies. And then you have this guy, he's holding his life, and he's dead as well. So everybody's just dying left and right, and there's just nothing we could do here. Or no, nothing they could do here. And with the power of that, I took a zoom out, and I wanted to show something that sometimes bothers me. I kind of wish you could surround them around the castle, but unfortunately right now it's only in the front. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be ready for more. Give a like and sub if you liked it, and thanks guys. Peace.